Sky Sports presenter Simon Thomas has revealed his late wife's watch stopped at the exact time she died. Gemma, from Berkshire, died in November, aged 40, 3 days after being diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. Mr. Thomas posted an eerie Instagram picture of his wife's watch, which had stopped at 5:45, the exact time she was pronounced dead in hospital last year. He captioned the photo, "Well, this is genuinely a bit disconcerting. I've just been sorting a few things in our bedroom and came across Gemma's watch. It stopped at the time she passed away that Friday. My world felt like it stopped for a while that day." Mr. Thomas has been documenting his grief on social media and on a blog to help others who are dealing with similar pain. In a heartbreaking post on Mother's Day, he said his 8-year-old son, Ethan, had tearfully pleaded, "I want Mummy," but the 45-year-old had to communicate the tragic reality that Mummy is no longer here. In the post, titled Mother's Day Without Mum, Thomas said his son spoke recently of his future, passing exams, getting a job and more. He added, then he said this one heartbreaking line, "And Mum is not going to be here to see any of them. I could have adopted my Twitter followers' advice and just said, well, you've still got me. You should count your blessings." The truth is, it broke my heart as I imagined all those big life moments for Ethan that his mum should be there to see, but won't. It's difficult enough to try and get your head around, but the hardest part is that you can do absolutely nothing to change it. The former Blue Peter presenter recently told of how quickly Gemma's health deteriorated, and how he did not get to say a final goodbye to her. "She had headaches for a few weeks," he told ITV's This Morning. He revealed that he and Gemma went for a joint appointment because he was seeking more medication for his depression, but that by the next Friday she was really quite bad and that she was in bed most of the time. After another visit to the doctor with flu-y symptoms, she spent the rest of the weekend in bed and was admitted to hospital on the Monday. Thomas said, "On the Monday night at the Royal Berkshire Hospital, I fainted. We knew it was a blood cancer of some sort. It's a leukemia of some sort. We thought we are probably okay. People get better from this." It all cartwheeled quite quickly. His wife was given a 50/50 chance of survival and underwent chemotherapy, but during the night, Thomas said she became more and more confused. "I put her back into bed at about 4:30. That was the last time I spoke to her," he added. "I thought she was going to sleep, but as I found out she was falling unconscious, and I never had the chance to even say goodbye." Acute myeloid leukemia is a type of blood cancer that affects the bone marrow. In his Mother's Day post, he wrote again of the tragic loss of his wife. 15 weeks ago, my boy Ethan lost his mum, he said. "I hope that on Mother's Day in the years to come we will be remembering Gemma as the wonderful mother, wife, daughter, sister and friend that we've lost, but this year it's still all too raw. Whilst we will try and remember her for the love that she poured into our lives, we will still remember the way she was torn away from us in such a brutal and cruel manner." He also said, "This year, like all the others, nearly, I have sent the card and ordered the flowers and once again written to my mum how much I love her. I've had 45 years of being able to do this. Okay, I wasn't sending flowers aged 2, but at the age of just 8. Ethan no longer has a mum to make feel special on this day and to tell once again how much he loves her. And for many, like Ethan, this day will be tough, so tough. For some it will be the day they remember a mum no longer with them. That chair they once filled round the kitchen table now lies painfully empty." He added, "To mums reading this, I hope today is a day when you feel loved and cherished. For those mums for whom today is going to be hard, I hope that now or in the years to come you will know love again. And for those for whom today will resonate with the pain of the absence of a mother now gone, I hope that it will be a day that even if it's just for a moment, you're able to follow Martin's example and remember and savor the mum you lost." He previously paid tribute to his kind, passionate and loving wife after International Women's Day. In a poignant post shared the day after the annual celebration of women, Thomas tweeted a picture of Gemma kissing their son Ethan. Mr. Thomas made an emotional return to TV screens earlier this month on This Morning. The presenter left hosts Holly Willoughby and Philip Schofield to tears as he spoke about the moment he had to tell Ethan that his mother had died. On This Morning, appearing on the ITV show wearing his wife's wedding ring, he said, "I left the hospital. I woke up every patient there and I screamed at God, why have you left my boy without a mum? I thought I've got to go home and tell him his mum's gone. What I didn't give him credit for is that kids, they develop so much in 18 months. My heart was pounding. I didn't tell Ethan that she was going. I just told him Mummy is seriously ill. I took him through and I held him to her ear. He said he loved her and then he went to play with his cousins. I thought I've got to tell him, so I took him upstairs and looked into his deep brown eyes and said, Ethan, I'm really sorry, they couldn't make Mummy better. And I couldn't dress it up. I said Mummy's died. He collapsed onto the floor and I did too, and I just held him. I rolled on the floor with him. I would never ever wish that on my worst enemy. Mr. Thomas also spoke to BBC Radio 5 Live about his struggle with grief and in particular how his son had taken the process. He told host Anna Foster his stomach turned over when Ethan asked if he would find love again. I knew we had to have the conversation. I want to give him permission to talk about stuff, he said. I'm not going to close the door, because when you close the door bit by bit, the door shuts, then they know they have no one to talk to at home. When Anna asked how he replied, Mr. Thomas said, I'm not going to lie. I have thought about it.
Where the freaks at?